All right, this is a follow-up to our pig butchering video from when did we do that video? It was it was back in August. August 1st is when I uploaded it, August 1st, 2022. And it seems like that was a pretty popular conversation, I guess, or a pretty popular video anyway for my channel, because most people don't want to hear what I have to talk about. And I assume it's because it involves crypto and scams and so forth. So I have a little bit of an update on that. And so that first video, I'll link it in the show notes. But the first video showed an actual scam and how it starts. They tried to scam me. I knew right away what it was, but they tried to scam me. But I went along with it for a while because I wanted to show people what it looks like. So the scams have not slowed down at all. They've grown, and in fact, and the U.S. Department, first time ever, Department of Justice, seized 7 domains that hosted websites linked to pig butchering. And in case you don't know, pig butchering is they look for a mark. They used to call it whaling in the gambling world, where they look for a mark who probably has some money. Is one of the ways they find these people is through dating apps, and they think they can scam this person out of a ton of money. They start developing this online romance with the person. The person, when it happened to me, they sent me a text message. They were looking for someone else in the text message. Then they started talking to me. Then they wanted to take it to WhatsApp. The reason they take it to WhatsApp is because they're not in the US, so to avoid extra fees, they bring it to a WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is encrypted. They carry on a conversation there. They developed this romance scam, and I went along with it for weeks. I pretended I was a club owner in Miami, and eventually tried to take you to a website that portrays to be a cryptocurrency website, and the goal is for you to purchase cryptocurrency on this website. However, you never actually purchase anything, and they even provide fake graphs to show you how much money you're making and all of this. You never make any money. They keep taking more and more money from you until you finally have had enough. And when you ask for your money back, they disappear. So the U.S. confiscated SIME XCBR, SIME, and it's SIME, SIME XLUA, SIME XWIM, SIME X Arts, SIME XRUE, SIME XBTN, and SIME XBiz, all .coms. And these are all trying to spoof the Singapore International Monetary Exchange, SIMEX. So they purchased these domains, and I've talked about this before. We could purchase a domain. Let's say I bought Microsoft.com, but instead of an I, it's an L or a 1 or something like that. And they use Cyrillic sometimes. They did not here, obviously. But they use Cyrillic sometimes to even make it look more authentic. And the idea is to trick you to go into one of these sites and deposit money into one of these sites and steal your money. It does go on to say that cryptocurrency, these types of pig butchering scams started in Asia, but they certainly are not staying in Asia. They have targeted people all over the world now. They use social engineering, primarily romance scams. Once hooked, the victims are handled by other members of the crime or cybercrime ring, who also run fraudulent cryptocurrency investment platforms, like I was talking about before. And I wish I could remember the URL. I went back to try to find it, and the person deleted it from the WhatsApp message, so I couldn't find it. But you could tell that it wasn't real if you know what you're looking for. But if you don't know what you're looking for, you may not know it's real. Once you're asked to invest and transfer funds via prepaid cards, wire transfers, and cryptocurrency payments, the attacker controlled wallets or via ATMs. The scammer shut down the fake crypto investment portal and vanished with the victim's money. So this is why, first of all, we always say do not buy gift cards. Do not do wire transfers to people you don't know. Only trust websites you're familiar with. Do not give out passwords. Do not give out multi-factor authentication codes over the phone. We tell you, we share all of this information all the time. But this is why. This is one of the reasons why. There are lots of reasons. We'll talk about muling on another video. I may have already talked about it before, but we'll talk about it again. There were 5 victims that lost over $10 million. So this is not small change. This is not a few $100s or $10,000. This is millions of dollars. The U.S. Justice Department revealed in a press release this week the fraud ring that used the 7 seized domains tricked just five victims into transferring more than $10 million to cryptocurrency deposit addresses immediately emptied by the scammers. And once it's emptied, the chance of you getting it back is not very good. For instance, August 2022, one of the victims told the investigators that one of the fraudsters who reached out via Line and WeChat mobile messengers promoted a cryptocurrency investment platform using the cymexlua.com domain. After being tricked in May into installing a fake investment app and initially making a small $400 investment, the victims transferred roughly $9.6 million worth of U.S. coin to a deposit address provided by the scammers. According to the affidavits unsealed on Wednesday, the fraudsters also sent trading profit notifications, as I mentioned they would do. They're fake, so it'll look like you're making money, but you're not. When the victim tried to withdraw some of the fake profits, totaling over $7 million, per the fake in-app alerts, the scammers asked for additional payments of taxes, fees, and security deposits to prove they were not involved in any illegal behavior. So now they're trying to make it look like you're the bad guy. And that's how they get you. So the FBI sees these websites. So what I want to talk about is a couple things here. This is pig butchering, and it often starts as a romance scam. And they do target people that are on dating apps. Now, I don't know how they got my number because I'm not on a dating app. I've been married for 13 years, 14 years. I don't even know anymore, but a long time. And so I'm not on any dating apps. My phone is not attached, as far as I know, not attached to any dating apps. And ironically, ever since I posted that video back in August, they stopped sending those text messages. And I know other people that are clearly not on dating apps that have received those messages. So that's not the only source for them to find your information. But they do look on dating apps. The assumption is you're looking for a relationship. So they think they can create this fake romance scam. So here are some things you can look out for. Here are some tips. Contacted by a stranger on text or messaging. Now, at the time, I was receiving text messages on average every couple of weeks from random people that said they were looking for someone else. So is this Mary? And obviously I'm not a Mary. And you would say no. Now, here's trick number 1. And maybe this is why I stopped. Trick number 1, say, yes, I am Mary. And watch what the next text message is. The next text message. The next message will be something along the lines that'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was Mary. My apologies. I have the wrong number. After you said, yes, this is Mary. So go along with it. Say, yes, this is whoever they say it is. And then you'll see that it is fake. It never comes from an iPhone. It always has green text. And so maybe, I know there's a movement to get away from that, but maybe that's a bonus for having that. But they always ask for someone that's not you. And then the goal is for you to say, no, this isn't Mary. And then they'll continue the conversation and eventually ask you to move over to WhatsApp. And that's what they did with me. So you'll be contacted by a stranger on text or messaging. And I just realized messaging is spelled wrong. The URL, which is the web address, so it's www.google.com, does not match the crypto exchange site exactly. So Coinbase, and I'm going to show you an example in a second. The investment app generates warnings when you try to install it, or sounds too good to be true. That's probably the easiest. Just take it, like I say all the time. If you receive an email, text message, or something else that says, oh crap, like for example, this is another common one. Did you just confirming that you sent $5,000 via Zelle to this phone number? And automatically your heart sinks and you're like, I did not send $5,000 to anybody. And you automatically respond with, no, I did not send this. And they call you up and they try to scam you some more. whenever you receive something like that, just wait a minute, think it through. Is it too good to be true? Is this really happening? Are there other ways I can confirm that this did or didn't happen? Do that. Don't respond instantly. Don't assume that what it is real. The cryptocurrency market right now is so volatile. I would just avoid it unless you really, really, really know what you're doing. Just avoid it because there are tons of scams. And this is just one example of a scam. There are lots of other scams. If it sounds too good to be true, just walk away. So I have this, Coinbase.com. And if you look at it quickly, if you look at it in your address bar, you may not even notice that this is an L, not an I. Coinbase is the troubled but more commonly used cryptocurrency platform here in the US. And this is an L. So I could put this in a text message or an email, and you might click on it because it looks like Coinbase. Maybe you glanced at it really quickly and it looks like Coinbase. So you click on it and it takes you to something that looks like Coinbase. So you log in and you're like, cool, this is Coinbase. There's nothing wrong here. And then you get your multi-factor authentication verification and you put that in and it logs you in and says there's an issue with your account. Well, here's the problem. This isn't Coinbase, and they just tricked you to giving them your logins and your multi-factor authentication. So now they're logged into your real Coinbase account and drain it. So this is another way that could happen. So I'm hoping this helps. There's a little bit of an update on pig butchering. Obviously, the U.S. Department of Justice and FBI SC3 taking this very seriously, and they're going to start going after people that are doing this. But this is going to be, I think, a rapid increase in the amount of attacks on people trying to scam you out of money and cryptocurrency money. So stay safe, and until next time, follow us on YouTube.